all zodiac signs, starting with, we're going, in case you just, the next 7 days, or let's see what might be hidden from you in a particular situation. Okay, you might be extremely emotional over the next 7 days. Aries, it might be a good idea for you to get grounded for what's coming in. And we're going to see exactly what that is. It seems like there could be some sort of conversation that could be coming through. Somebody could be trying to get in touch with you for whatever reason. Yeah, this feels like you might have an on-again. Hey, beautiful Mimi. Looks like you might have an on-again, off-again relationship with someone. Aries Nation. For some of you, this is a twin flame. And I think someone's been thinking about you, Aries. Somebody could be, maybe you connected with someone online. Or maybe this is you maybe looking into who they are. Okay, because, or what's going on with them. Because Aries, it looks like there's possibly another fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This is the Emperor. That would be you in your own reading. You got some things going on at work this week. Make sure that you keep your emotions in check at work. Okay, Aries Nation, it feels like somebody might be trying to set you off at work. It might be a boss. It could definitely be another coworker. This could be more than one person. Okay, so yeah, it does feel like there could be a friendly interaction that you might be having with someone. For some of you, this is a family member that comes through. There could be a family member that might be traveling to come and see you. Maybe you're a physical distance apart from someone. What you might not know about this situation, Aries, is that with this, if this is you with this on again, off again relationship, it seems like there's somebody that cannot seem to move on from you. And for some of you, there's a child involved with this situation. You have children, you have a child with someone in particular. And I think someone is feeling pretty deserted by you. And they feel like maybe you're acting very cold. And Aries, because you might be putting on a cold demeanor, this person is going to match your energy. They're going to be just as cold and try to ignore you or try to ignore the situation. Now, this person, Aries, is keeping some secrets from you. They might be telling you half-truths. You might be coming across some information that during the silence. It could even be before the silence. You could be coming across information that maybe they didn't share with you. Because it does feel like there are other people that might know about certain things that maybe you don't know about in this situation. Okay, and it looks like maybe someone's not taking care of their kids, or this is how one of the parental figures may see the situation, or how others might be looking at this situation. For some of you, this isn't someone you're in a relationship with. This is a family member. Okay, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay. Somebody might feel that someone is trying to hold someone down or hold someone back in some sort of way. That's going on at work. It could be going on within a relationship. Okay. We're not right for each other. So again, it seems like this is why things are on and off. Or this is why someone is having cold feet about this relationship. Maybe you guys had a really brutal argument. Something that got really intense recently. And maybe now everything is kind of up in the air between you and this person. You're not sure if, how this person is feeling about you these days. But let's make it very clear. Somebody definitely feels betrayed. They feel stabbed in the back. That maybe somebody left to be with someone else, because if I didn't make it clear before, some of you are in a third-party situation. Not all of you, but some of you. Hello, Marie. Yeah, you might be in communication with a Leo pretty soon. A Leo might plan on reaching out. But there's definitely a situation that might come up where you might feel like you need to stand your ground or be firm with this person, Aries Nation. Because it looks like maybe you have summed it up in your mind. you or someone in this situation knows that maybe this is just not it right now. And someone is realizing, you know what, instead, I'm going to focus on self-love. I'm going to focus on healing from this relationship, something that may have happened in the recent past. Somebody's decided, you know what, I'm going to focus on my healing. But like I said before, somebody can't seem to let go of the situation. They can't let go of you. They can't seem to move on. They can't move on from you. And the other one can't seem to move on from the betrayal of the situation. Somebody's just hanging on to it and they're just really hurt. There's somebody, what you might not know about this, Aries Nation, is even though somebody you might feel like they acted a complete fool. Somebody has regrets and they're looking back on the situation. And somebody might realize, you know what, they completely overreacted, or that they really didn't have to take things as far as they did. Somebody has it in the back of their mind, Aries, that this isn't over. The on again, off again relationship, they feel like you always come back. Or that the two of you always find a way back to each other. It looks like it's just difficult for you to ignore the pain of the relationship. And I definitely feel like somebody still misses you, even if they don't say it. And they probably won't, because they have a lot of pride, especially that they're holding on to at this moment, Aries Nation. And right now, it feels like somebody they're not in a friendly mood. It might appear that someone doesn't even want to be friends. They don't even want that type of vibe right now. Death card. Two of Cups in reverse. Somebody in the situation is feeling quite miserable at this time with the way that things have been going. For some of you, one of you is feeling miserable. The other one is kind of feeling really hurt, really bothered, really pressed by the fact that something's over. And they have a lot of sorrow that maybe they're dealing with. Let's see if are they going to come forth with an apology? I don't know if that handles everything for you, Aries. A cross watcher, but we're going to take a look. Because it does look like somebody could be breaking the ice with you. There could possibly be communication that could be coming in from possibly an air sign or fire sign. Well, I guess that would... Nah. Somebody's looking to you, Aries. They're looking to you because maybe they feel like you blocked them. Somebody may be dependent upon someone financially. Someone has decided to kind of back off from that, kind of rely on themselves. Yeah, somebody's looking at the other one as though they're not reliable. They backstab them, they turn their back on them. And somebody might feel that somebody has a drinking problem, that somebody is absolutely toxic, and then they feel like they need to take some time away from this to detoxify from the entire situation. I think that someone wishes that someone would get an alcoholic issue under control and their alcoholism. It looks like somebody is just really burning their pockets when it comes to an addiction. Like they're constantly spending on frivolous things. Somebody misses the fun times that the two of you used to have. Yeah. This is somebody that put other people before you. So it feels like somebody expects you to say no, Aries. One of you is staying optimistic about it, and the other one is like, not really. I don't see myself going back, but something about this situation may change. Spirit guides are saying maybe be patient. Maybe you might be a little bit ahead of yourself with the situation. Maybe it's best that you take a breather. Maybe it's best that you take a break from the situation and come back at a later time. Or maybe apologize. Because somebody expects you to drop it. They don't want you to bring it up again. They feel like you've been harping on it. You always have something to say about what happened in the past. And they're trying to move past that. So they might be sailing past that whole situation. Your intuition is telling you that something was up the whole time. You had your heart open to this person, and now it feels like you're absolutely closed off. Like I said, for some of you, this is a twin flame. Divine timing brings this person back in, and it looks like they are trying to heal the situation with you. But trust and believe that some of you that are in this right now, you might just be in need of a confirmation. Your intuition is already telling you that something is off about this situation. Your guys said they're trying to disguise something from you. Something about this situation is absolutely hidden. And if you don't know about it, you're going to be knowing it. It'll be completely evident to you. Let me see if I can get a timing. When would this be evident to you? Like in a few weeks. In the next month or so. If this is not, this you guys are saying very soon, in a short period of time. If you just needed that push or that confirmation that you're making the right choice, you're going to receive evidence of something that makes it crystal clear to you what is not being said, what's being hidden. You might not hear it from them though. Like I said, Aries, you might hear it from your intuition. Your intuition might be telling you something, but like I said, somebody can't seem to move on from you. And even at this moment, during this week, it feels like this person is really thinking about the whole situation and how certain things went down. And they might be having another drink thinking about it. I mentioned to you something about work. Let's look at that. I mentioned to you that maybe somebody's trying to test you at work, push you, probe you. You got maybe an instigator, an ish starter at work. Oh, but I'll say this. You have some work opportunities coming through. If things have been slow for you or there's been, let's see what's going on exactly. Somebody doesn't like your attitude at work. Aries or cross watcher. They feel like maybe you have the wrong attitude or vice versa. Okay. Somebody's looking at you with this really cringy look, like, oh my God, like a real goofy look. So you might notice that somebody is just, maybe not into, what is this? This looks like this might be jealousy that somebody is looking at you with, envy. Why are they looking at you like that? I don't know. It looks like different people might be looking at you different ways. Okay. You got some people that are looking at you like you're stressed out. Maybe they don't know what's going on with you. Okay. At work. You're under a lot of stress. So, and it seems like you're frazzled. But maybe you're not saying what's wrong. And I think some people are just kind of trying to figure out what you're doing or what's going on with you. Not knowing that maybe you have some issues going on at home. So be careful about bringing whatever is going on at home to your work life, because somebody's really taking notice of that. They're like, why is Aries so stressed? Why is Aries running around like a chicken with their head cut off? That sort of thing. We talked about that at the beginning of the reading. Grounding. This is definitely the week to ground your energy, because it seems like it could be easily scattered. Because you have a lot of things going on, you're multitasking, and it seems like you might run into a lot of tedious obstacles. You might find yourself being a perfectionist when it comes to your work, and that could also be holding you back and delaying your work. Meantime, you have a boss that's acting crazy. A boss or a coworker that's acting like a complete enemy of yours. So there might be somebody at work that you might be taking notice of. And on top of that, there might be some issues going on with your funds. You might notice that maybe some money is on hold, or you can't get a hold of the money when you need it. Anyway, don't get too distracted by all of this, Aries Nation, because it feels like even though you might have some obstacles at work this week, they're temporary. And it seems like you'll get over that. You might be very frustrated with someone that's around you. Like I said, it feels like they're trying to impede your progress in some sort of way. And this is why they're telling you to ground yourself. Make sure that you're not having an anxiety attack. because it seems like your anxiety could possibly be getting the best of you. Like I said, your work performance might be a bit, you know what I mean, a bit off. And it's probably because you had some unexpected expenses that come in. I don't know, Aries. You look like you're able to navigate through this. Maybe reach out for support if you need it, because it looks like you're trying to handle everything on your own without reaching out. And it would be beneficial to you if you could find some people that you trust to maybe vent to. It looks like you're trying to hold it all in, and that might not be the best way to handle the situation at work this week. It feels like maybe you lack direction, you're scattered, or you're just not sure what to do about a particular situation, especially a child. Let's talk about that. There might be an issue going on with a child that's being very outspoken this week, Aries. Or if not, then this is an adult throwing an entire temper tantrum and then looking at you like you're the problem. We talked about that. We talked about your money, your finances. Make sure that you manage your money the best that you can, because like I did say, maybe that there could be a possibility of you being able to get to your money. There's a delay with either this money coming in or you being able to access it. Like I said, it's temporary. Whatever issues you're going through or whatever adversity you might find yourself up against, you're going to get through it. That's what I mean. You're relying on yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it just seems like, oh yeah, be patient. That's what I mean. Something about your situation is going to turn around, but I promise you, somebody's being very predatorial. There's somebody that is just very persistent, and they think something is real funny. Somebody thinks that they're going to have the last laugh. Okay, but be careful about how much energy you give this. It might be beneficial for you to blow off some steam. Like I said, something is going to be triggering you to the utmost. Aries or cross watcher, it's going to trigger issues within you that maybe you didn't realize were an issue at all. And maybe you're realizing that it's really time to get to the root of the issue, the root of the problem. Time to step into your inner power. Thank you, Spirit Guides, inner child. Yes, it's time to get to the root of the issue. Conquering this inner child issue feels like it's been perplexing to you. But like I said, it's something comes up this week that triggers that for you, where you're like, wow, yeah, I got some healing to do, this sort of thing. Advice for the week for the Aries nation, Spirit Guides. You're coming in contact with a Scorpio. See, this might be a very trying week for you, but it looks like you're able to come out victoriously with this transformation. There's something about your situation that is getting ready to transform. Center yourself. Thank you, Spirit Guides. The advice, ground yourself. Take a few deep breaths, it says. Promise you. Anxiety might be setting in to regain. Take a few deep breaths to regain your center. Now you can approach life from a more mindful place. That's what I mean. You're approaching things and situations from a very scattered, anxiety-ridden, nervous energy, where you're nervous to make a decision, any decision at all. So it seems like you might kind of be standing in place. It seems like you're making a decision about whether or not to stay or go, maybe with a partner. And it definitely feels like you're not eating right. I don't know, Aries. It looks like this is a trying week for you, but it looks like if you're able to hold it together, you're going to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like we talked about, these things are temporary obstacles. Your situation is getting ready to change. It will transform. Taurus nation, you might be traveling. Also Taurus. You'd be traveling for leisure. Maybe there's somewhere that you really want to go. Maybe you've been wanting to go on a getaway. You've been wanting to get away from your regular everyday environment for a while, but maybe you haven't been able to. because you got a lot of mundane tasks, a lot of everyday things that might be standing in the way. But coming up this week, you might decide to take that trip or go on that staycation. You might feel like it's just really time to clear your mind of a lot of things. Because trust me, you got a lot on your mind this week. You got a lot on your mind. You got a lot on your plate. A lot on your plate. Maybe you might be hungrier than usual, Taurus. Wow. I pull the energy and there's a Taurus. Taurus, you might be connecting with another Taurus, a Sagittarius, a Leo. The 8th house, shared resources and intense emotions. So I think you might be like a Gemini Taurus, a Taurus Gemini. Maybe there's just a lot of intense emotions that you've been burying, Taurus Nation. You might not realize it until it gets triggered, because there will be a trigger point with someone this week, Taurus. Yeah, I was mentioning that there's a lot on your plate. I said maybe you might be hungrier than usual this week, Taurus. But literally it feels like you're doing a lot of multitasking. But at the same time, it looks like you haven't really been nourishing your body. I don't know. It might not feel like that has a bearing on things, but it's going to have a lot to do with your energy levels as well as your sleep schedule. Seems like your sleep schedule is a bit off. Maybe you're sleeping more, your sleep schedule looks like it's flipped, like you're, unless you work at night, I don't know, or you're just nocturnal, this sort of thing. You got a long laundry list of things to do. You may need to pace yourself to get these things done. And you might be reflecting back on the past a lot. You might be kind of beating yourself up, wishing that maybe you had made better choices. You might be like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? This type of thing. You might be very hard on yourself, Taurus. Your self-talk might be a little bit negative. There's someone that's coming in to have a conversation with you. There's someone that hasn't given up on the two of you yet. Somebody is having faith that maybe something can be restored between the two of you. It could be a family member, or like this could be a platonic relationship that I'm talking about, like with family. But this could also be a romantic relationship. And I think that's what we're getting at here, is a romantic relationship. What does somebody want? Okay, something might cause a lot of intense emotions. What might be going on for you is a legal situation. Aries, or cross spot. You're connected to somebody that has a legal situation, and it feels like it's still ongoing, because it feels like that could be what's stressing you out. Especially if we're talking about, you might be looking back on a situation like, wow, why did I do that? Why did I say that? It feels like you had a past interaction with someone where something may have gotten completely out of hand, and maybe there's some type of legal situation attached to that. For some of you, legal situation could have something to do with your living situation, or it could have something to do with your child. Did I say something might trigger that? There's a trigger point this week. There's somebody that's bringing that to you through a conversation. And a conversation could become very intense. Aries. Am I calling you Aries? I guess it might be happening with an Aries. Or like I said, you are the Aries Taurus. Yeah, relationships. This feels like this is, when it comes to romantic relationships, your guides are saying, and it might have something to do with a Leo, trust your gut instinct about something. You realize that something is up. Taurus, you still feel connected to someone. And somebody is feeling like they completely messed things up with you. I think somebody is really realizing that they do need to get in touch with their inner child issues, because it feels like it's driving a wedge between you and maybe people that you love. It's messing up certain relationships in your life, sadness and anger. You might be going through some depression. Your emotions, I mentioned to you, you got this with the 8th house. This is talking about intense emotions. Your emotions might be up and down. So maybe this is you. It could be you that might be lashing out at people. You do have a legal situation. You have a problem that maybe you're trying to get a hold of a strategy to. This is a divorce for some of you. Shadow and light. That's what I'm talking about. Something is going to force you to really look at your shadow self, the shadow aspect of yourself, where you might find that you're getting impatient with certain situations or etc. This sort of thing. Judging yourself too harshly. Either way, there is a conversation. This conversation might start out through a text message. Somebody might be texting you to let you know that they plan on coming by. It looks like maybe you might be getting a visit from somebody that you haven't seen in a while. It could be a Capricorn. That's interesting that the devil wants to come out. It could have something to do with a Cancerian. No, is this somebody that you even want to interact with? I don't think so. The way that your back is turned. Who is this devil person? Oh, gosh. Okay. Be careful that, I can't say be careful that you're not in a violent relationship, because some of you could be. Some of you could be in a relationship or romantic or platonic with someone who is just completely out of control when it comes to an addiction. Maybe this is why that might be the trigger. That might be the person that's triggering you. Somebody, the legal situation does have something to do with somebody being in jail. If you are not in jail literally, you got the devil again, twice. I promise you somebody's thinking about walking away. They may not say it. They may have developed their own strategy. Maybe they're not showing their hand. Taurus. But I think that someone is looking for a way out of the situation. They're not going to say it. They're going to do so quietly, and it could be a Gemini. To be a Gemini involved. Let's see. So Leo shows up, has shown up to everyone's reading so far. So it might be a Leo that's coming to see you. That's your negative mindset. Your mind is taking you places that you probably shouldn't stay too long. Because whatever you're thinking about or whatever is a mental habit for you turns out to be absolutely destructive. Or this destruction is showing up in the form of a person that you might feel is destructive. You love them, but they're chaotic. And they've shown this to you in the past. And maybe you rather not communicate with someone in particular. Maybe it's difficult for you to really express yourself. But it does seem like there's a lot on your mind, Taurus, this week. Or that something's on the mind of a particular person that you're interacting with. We are more alike than I admit. Somebody doesn't want to break the ice, possibly. It looks like there's some sort of stubbornness. I'm not going to reach out. I'm not going to say anything, sort of thing, especially after a fight. Maybe you had some type of disagreement with your mom. Maybe there's some plans that fell through. Maybe you feel like somebody's not coming through with their end of the bargain. Okay, this has something to do with the fact that somebody lied. And maybe this is what might be triggering your anger. They lied in the past, or they could be lying to you this week. Whatever you find out about, like I said, this is the trigger point. It causes you to go into a place of sadness, anger. If this is somebody saying something about you, they've said something about you behind your back, this information gets back to you. Information is circulating. Whatever information, whatever situation that you feel trapped in. Oh, let me back up. Let me backtrack. I did say somebody has a legal issue. And I was saying that maybe somebody is thinking about leaving the relationship. Somebody might be talking to a lawyer, and that might be the legal situation that I'm seeing. Whatever situation you find yourself in, it feels like it puts you at a crossroads, and maybe you're not sure what to do. I think that somebody does wish that things could be different. And maybe you wish you could have a healthy interaction with someone without there being so much upheaval. There might not be communication this week. Not a healthy communication, okay? It seems like it's the same old pattern. It's not easy to communicate with someone without there being tension, without somebody saying some foul things to you. To you or behind your back, but definitely in front of other people. Somebody's playing a game with you this week. You're looking for a breakthrough, but it just seems like somebody's not open to receiving it. Or initiating that this week, Taurus. You're not the only person that they're doing this with, Taurus. They do this with other people. This is how they are. You or someone else, like I said, someone's inner child issues is running amok, like bulldozing people and relationships. And it's causing somebody to, kind of like self-isolate. It's like somebody's too afraid to open up because I'm trying to make sense of this. They bulldoze other people. Why, spirit guides? I don't know if we're going to get to the why. Well, we already talked about that. This is their inner trauma. And this might be somebody that, you know what I mean? Like, pushes things too far. You might have people trolling you as well. I don't know. Taurus. Anyway, you got that going on. Expect some games to be played at work. I said somebody's doing some mental games with you on the job. Somebody's been trying to get you fired or get you to go off for the longest time. Let go. Maybe possibly give it less of your attention. Something is unlikely. The communication, like I talked about it may be unlikely to happen. Or like I said, if it does happen, it just feels like there's just too much static. Or somebody has way too much on their mind for you to really, you might not know that. I said, you might not know what's going on with somebody. You might be trying to talk to them. You're not talking to the adult them. You're talking to the wounded child within them. Taurus or cross watcher. That's what I mean. You're not getting, it might not be beneficial for you to get somewhere unless, like I said, you come up with a different strategy. It feels like somebody is chasing the same strategy. Like the way that the two of you communicate or the way that a situation is approached, it feels like somebody is using the same approach every time. I don't know. Maybe try something different. That's not going to be the solution for everybody. But judging by the way that the cards are falling, maybe that's just something to try. Maybe it's just food for thought. Maybe throw it out. Maybe it's not relevant for you. There's no one size fits all type of advice for every situation. But let's see if we can pull a word of advice for the Taurus nation for the next 7 days. Wait a minute. I said somebody might be texting you. This might not be the same person. Oh, okay. No, maybe they are texting you. So what I mean, it's not healthy communication. This might break out in like angry texting back and forth. If it's not happening with you, it's happening between like somebody that could be around you, or you're a part of a third party situation and they might be going through the issue. If it's not you and this other person that has this interaction. Let's see. What is the word of advice for the Taurus nation for the next 7 days? Oh, that's why they're saying trust your gut instincts, because somebody lied. Somebody did, or they will be, and you might have a hunch about it, and you'd likely be right about it, Taurus. So maybe you've received some false information either through someone else's mouth or through this person, but it's likely a person that you're dealing with and not like a third party that's saying this to you. Advice. Spirit guides for the Taurus nation. Hi, Elaine. Hey, Divine Intuitive. Advice, Holy Spirit, for the Taurus nation. Practice patience. You got to be dealing with an Aries. Seems like it, or you have it in your chart. Press the pause button. Take a day off from being frustrated with yourself or others. Patience reaps great rewards. We talked about that. That there might be some things this week that come up to frustrate you, especially with the way that somebody is talking to you, or it's other situations that are going on, and maybe somebody else doesn't know what's going on with you. Either way, this might be a good idea to be patient. Take a day off from people. You might need a mental health day off, Taurus. Because it looks like there's just one thing after the other that might be frustrating you. So be patient, especially maybe when it comes to children around you, because they might be getting on your nerves too. You got visualize a shield of protection. And then you have clear and shield your energy. There's some negative energy that's around you, not necessarily in the form of hexes. But I mentioned to you, people could be projecting their anger, their sadness, their depression, their comparisons of themselves onto you, or you could be doing this with someone. Yeah, some negativity could be coming your way, and your guys are saying shake it off. The last thing you want to do is carry that energy around with you being so empathic. Taurus nation. This reading may resonate with you if you happen to have Gemini in your sun, moon, rising, Venus dominant in your natal chart, or if you happen to be cross-watching for Gemini. Take what resonates and discard the rest. Gemini nation. Gemini. Somebody is looking at you with admiration. Someone thinks that, wow, you got a snake here, though. I don't know. That kind of gives jealousy. Okay. You got a lot of things going on here. You might, Gemini, be connecting with a Scorpio, or somebody with Scorpio in their chart. It's a very sensitive week for you. Or you might be dealing with someone who is just very sensitive, maybe about their looks. You might be getting some sleep, catching up on some sleep, Gemini. You got some choices that you're making this week. Looks like there's some goals that you're trying to make progress on, and you definitely want to give yourself some TLC this week. Be gentle with yourself. I said it's a sensitive week for you. Something going on at home with you this week. You might have a Pisces around you. Somebody would like for you to soften up a little bit, Gemini. Or you might wish that someone around you would. Somebody in your household, possibly. Or this is a significant other. Maybe something with business. Maybe having something to do with family members. Because we're definitely talking about the 4th house here. 7th house, the 4th house. So you could be dealing with a Libra. You could be dealing with a Cancer. There's Gemini. Or you have those placements yourself. Who is Gemini? What's going on with court system? You might be a homebody this week, Gemini. I said you might be catching up on some sleep. Maybe you're not really wanting to be bothered. You might be enjoying some alone time. Yeah, you might get a visit from someone, or there might be someone that might be on your mind this week. Maybe your father or your child's father could be an athlete of some sort. Oh, you're getting some money. Either you're getting some money or You got a job opportunity that's going to come through. If something is going on, okay. Legal situation may be tied to your residence, your residential situation, your living situation. Something about that might be getting ready to change. Maybe you feel like you're behind in bills. You've fallen behind in your payments. Gemini. Yeah, you got some money coming in for sure. Money has been held up for you. It's been a bit delayed, Gemini. This money comes through. Okay. Well, Gemini. Because it looks like maybe you might put in junk in your body and then you end up paying for it later. And maybe this is the week where you're returning to the doctor. There's also someone returning. Gemini, your dad, your baby's father. Somebody might be coming to your house. Your lease ending. Maybe you're trying to figure out what to do after this lease ends or after you sell your home. You got somebody doing some magic. Maybe this is you. Maybe doing some type of little ritual here and there to kind of lift your circumstances a little bit and make them a bit easier. You might get paid a visit from a fire sign. Now, this fire sign is not showing up to talk to you literally. Then I mentioned to you that there's some magic that's being done in the background. And it might have something to do with somebody with Leo. Sag, yes. Aries, yes. But there's a Leo. Or you have Leo placements. You might have an injury. Gemini. You got some pain in your body. You got some toothaches, possibly. It might be time to get that cavity looked into. Get that filling. That cavity filled. Oh no, this is all health. This looks like. Gemini, get that heart issue looked into. What's really going on? Too much caffeine is what I mean. You're putting something into your body that just is not really. It's making you feel unwell. It's making you feel sluggish. It's making you go to sleep in the middle of the day, or I don't know. Times when it's meant for you to be busy, it looks like you might be sleeping, or just maybe it's just that type of week. Maybe you're just tired. Feeling safe. What is this about? I think somebody wants to feel safe to maybe say what they need to say or say what's on their mind. Yeah. Gemini, for some of you, it feels like it's a romantic partner. Keep in mind that this might be going on directly with you or with someone around you. Once again, you have beauty. Somebody is looking at you or you're looking at someone. It looks like this is with envy. Somebody is being childish. They're throwing their whole adult temper tantrum on you because they feel like you look better or you do something better. You possess a better quality from their eyes. You know what I mean? They're looking at you and comparing themselves to you and making their personal issues your problem. And you might be pretty irritated by this type of thing this week, Gemini. Somebody's running their mouth. Their mouth is going a mile a minute, either with you or behind your back. You might just be observing it. Or maybe this is like your spirit guide saying, be careful not to divulge too much of your information, Gemini, because there might be somebody that doesn't need to have that information. And I think somebody in your situation might be itching to get that information. So just food for thought. Be careful about how much information that you put out there, personal information. You might be or this is your kids. Maybe your kids are very vocal. Maybe they're saying things that they shouldn't say. That they could be saying things that are inappropriate. You're putting in your resume, filling out job applications, Gemini. I'm trying to see what's going on with this court situation, and that might take me a little bit of time. So I'll just put it out there. There's something going on with court. It feels like it is connected to a home. If this is like you have a judgment against you, or you're worried about getting put out of your place or whatever, I don't know. It looks like some money comes in the nick of time to help you with a situation. You might not be expecting something to work out, but it looks like something may actually work out for you in the end. You got the Seven of Swords once again. So you got this with this card that says environmental awareness. It's like your guys are saying, be aware of what is going on around you, who is in your environment, because there is someone around you, around your family, possibly around children, this sort of thing, around your house. Somebody could be lurking, and I don't know, you might feel like somebody is just kind of sus. So be aware of what's going on around you. Somebody could have been watching, could be paying a lot of attention to you. Maybe this is a neighbor or whatever. I don't know if this is you going to attend a funeral, or you have someone that passed away, or you could be hearing news of this sort of thing. Gemini. Someone's coming back to you. It could be a Capricorn individual. You got the Devil here with the Seven of Swords. Let's see what's going on with the Lovers. That's you, Gemini. Let's see what's going on in your romantic situation. Who comes up in your energy is the Knight of Wands, King. This is a King. I apologize. King of Wands in reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Maybe you're going to get readings done on this person, Gemini. Maybe they're going to get readings done on you. Maybe you are I want to say, yes, a tarot reader, but you could be a root worker. You could be a witch doctor, an herbalist, this sort of thing. Yeah, you might be going to get your cards read, or you're going to find out some information about somebody. Like I said, somebody is nosy. Somebody could be taking the information that you're giving out and possibly, you know what I mean, using that information, misusing that information anyway. I think that this week, when it comes to love relationships, you might be avoiding talking to someone, particularly a twin flame. That King of Wands could definitely be this Aries individual. Somebody with Aries placements. Somebody that put you in a third party. This is why you're not talking to them. You decided to maybe love on yourself and put more emphasis on you and healing yourself from a toxic relationship. This is Gemini. Somebody has very dominant traits. They like to control. And somebody could be returning to you this week, Gemini. You're not talking to them. They've been thinking about you, Gemini. And the problem is, besides the fact that they had an affair on you, it seems like somebody is not sure what they want. That might be the red flag that you're seeing about somebody and the way that they're acting this week. It's somebody's giving you mixed signals. You're confused. You're not sure if it's best to move on because you definitely are noticing that they're interacting differently with somebody else. Somebody else on the side. And it seems like this is what's been frustrating you for the longest. Somebody could be coming back to you, Gemini. Your baby's dad, maybe, for some of you. Like I mentioned, some of you is a family member. You might be hearing from someone that is at a distance. You might have like a long distance relationship with someone, or someone lives somewhere else. Somebody's really taking a notice of what you're doing online, Gemini. And they like what they see. Some people do. Some people are jealous, but some people, they say, this is an ex. And they got involved with somebody else. That circumstance blew up in their face, and they're kind of like, or that it might not be going well at this moment. They know that they did you wrong. They did you dirty, Gemini, or you've done this to someone. It's causing them to reflect. They realize that they did some careless things, or this is a parental figure that is looking back on the upbringing of a child and realizing that they made some mistakes. And without maybe really having this conversation, because I don't necessarily see, unless you're having a conversation with your kid. Yeah, maybe. For some of you, this is a conversation. For others of you, this is a conversation that someone is having with themselves in their head. I think somebody wants you to forgive them for whatever happened. And I think that somebody is hopeful that the two of you can maybe commingle at some point. They still hear you. They still think about you. So trust me, you're crossing their mind, Gemini. It's not even a parent-child relationship. Somebody maybe wants someone to be more affectionate or more to demonstrate more that they're appreciated. Maybe you sing. Maybe you have a vocal talent, Gemini. You're a performer. You dance, or this sort of thing. I think someone's trying to build up the nerve to come and talk to you or to drop a call. But they already know that, you know what, you don't want to be bothered. Maybe during this reflection and maybe replaying certain things that you've said. Maybe at first they didn't understand, but maybe now they do. Maybe they understand you better, or this would be beneficial for you to maybe have a conversation with your child. Maybe you might get a better understanding of what's really going on within them, because you may not realize what they're going through. And maybe they don't know how to thank you. They don't know how to verbalize it. Or this is a parent that just doesn't know what to say to make things right. I promise you, somebody could be nonverbal. Like, what am I trying to say? Somebody could be like in a nursing home. Dementia is what I'm getting. Dementia, autism. Or maybe it's just somebody is not very well spoken. That's unusual for Gemini, though. Anyway, all that aside, somebody's really thinking, and I think that the fact that someone sees you so sad, angry, and hurt, or you're seeing a kid lash out, yeah, healing. There's someone that would like to heal a relationship, or realizing that they may need to work on themselves because somebody is looking back at the rubble, the damage that they caused, and they're like, wow. They feel like they messed everything up. They were absolutely careless. For you, though, maybe you feel like your standards were too low. That might be the case for somebody. If they don't come through this week, Gemini, it looks like they eventually will. Like I said, if they decide to build up the nerve to come in and approach you after all that has happened. For you, though, you are focused on your healing, or this is your guide saying shift your focus from the negativity that might be going on in your mind and focus on your strengths. Because maybe it's you being careless with yourself at times, with the things that you're telling yourself. The only thing I can see about this legal situation is it's connected to a home, or it might have something to do with children. Or in the end, might be that you might need to pay something off. Paying something off ends up giving you some sort of freedom. It helps you not think about this anymore. That sort of thing. So if this is you, maybe you have a court situation. Like you owe money to the judge, to the court. I don't know. You might want to look into getting that. That might be the communication that maybe you might need to put forth, or you might need to contact a creditor or whatever to pay off a particular bill. Getting something paid off, like I said, gives you some sort of freedom. But yeah, you're gonna be annoyed by somebody. Like, oh my God, again. You got to go to the doctor. You've been avoiding it, Gemini, for the longest. Is because somebody is just, like I said, throwing an adult temper tantrum. Because they feel like you, like I said, you look better, you sound better, you're whatever they're thinking, okay, it's based on comparisons or somebody not having their own sense of identity. So they're going to kind of try to go and imitate you. Or this is you doing this to someone, Gemini. Okay, let's get a word of advice about what could possibly be playing. I promise you, you're paying something. Or there's some type of payback when it comes to like some type of work that somebody is putting on you. Work, meaning hexes. Somebody is hexing you, Gemini. You're doing this. There's going to be payback. Somebody's sending that back. Like a return to sender type of thing. If it's not them doing it, then it's definitely their spirit guides. Advice, Holy Spirit, for the Gemini nation. Wow, you got the same thing the Taurus did. Tame negative thinking. Practice humility. When negative thoughts arise, experience the feelings behind them and then shift to a larger, more compassionate perspective. Can you close the door? Yeah. I said some negative things might pop up for you. You're having the negative thinking, or there's someone around you that is looking at you with a lot of negativity, possibly giving you the evil eye. Visualize a shield of protection. Protect yourself from toxic people or situations. Imagine a shield of white light surrounding your body. This keeps negativity out and lets positivity in. So it looks like you might be surrounded by some negativity as well. But this is based on stuff that doesn't have anything to do with you. People projecting their opinions or their insecurities onto you and making it your problem. Like trying to shift the burden onto you because they have issues that they need to work on within themselves. Or this is you doing this to someone, Gemini. You might have been killing somebody with kindness. If you tried to be nice to somebody and you're feeling like, you know what, that's not working. You might be dealing directly with a Gemini this week. Cancer, you might have a pet. Somebody could possibly be doing a well-being check on you. Calling you, maybe. You're searching for the answers to something because of maybe something unexpected may have played out or could be playing out this week. It looks like it's a respect thing. With the way that somebody is communicating with you, you want someone to show you respect. And it seems like you feel like they lack that kindness gene. You're definitely making a very important choice this week. Cancer Nation, about something. Yep, here we go. Right off the bat. You see this? Somebody's sending this negative energy. And then on the flip side of the deck, you have negativity. For some of you, it's coming from a Gemini or somebody with Gemini in their chart. And that's possibly what's affecting your well-being. Like chaos that somebody's trying to send you. Their own chaotic energy. They're trying to send that to you. Cancer Nation. What is this about? Maybe you feel like you're excessively tired. No matter how much sleep you get, you wake up feeling groggy. Maybe you're not feeling well this week, and this might be some insight behind it. Gemini, the Lovers, Leo, Cancer. You might be the Cancer, Leo. But like I said, you're dealing with a Gemini. It comes out in the cards now. You're putting up a barrier. Or someone may feel like there's a barrier here. This is you putting up a barrier spiritually to protect yourself. Oh, you got an ex. You got a child here. Cancer. You might have a lot of household chores that might be adding up, especially the bathroom. Maybe the bathroom is dirty. Maybe somebody's not wanting to do the dishes, this sort of thing. You might have some kids. Some kids could be, these might be your own children. Some kids could be coming over. One of them is rebellious. I'll put it that way. They're going out of their way to get your attention. They might be poking at you when you're doing something. They want to talk. Or they want you to show them some more attention. There could be a language barrier. What am I trying to say? Again, somebody could be nonverbal. This could be a child that does not, they could be young. Maybe it's a toddler. Emotions. Your emotions are going to be all over the place, especially with something in particular that's on your mind. Something particular that's on your mind. This is energy that's being sent to you. Cancer or cross watcher. Why is somebody doing this? Forgive, lift the curse. What is that about? Somebody you're not forgiving. Somebody's looking at you like you won't forgive them. Like you're just holding a grudge. This is Cancer, especially a child, your niece, your nephew, however, in whatever way you're related to a child in particular. Yeah. Maybe there's a kid that's not good at test taking, or this is you, an adult. Maybe you're in school. Maybe this is where you're struggling to express yourself. Maybe you're writing a paper. There's a lot of stress on you, or a lot of stress on a kid. Yes, barriers. Like there is a barrier to communication. There's something about your schedule, Cancer, that maybe is making it very intense and it's putting a lot of pressure on you, and you're doing a lot of things at the last minute. Maybe something is getting ready to come to an end. What are we talking about here? Does that have to do with a living situation? What's coming to an end? Conflict. Chaos. You got Mars here. With all this negativity, this is the flip side of Mars. Conflict, aggression, anger. Somebody's coming in with a lot of that. Or this is just you. Your emotions are all over the place. You're moody. One minute you're angry. This is all angry emotions. You know what I mean? There's a kid that feels rejected. I promise you, there's a child that's really going out of their way this week, Cancer Nation, to get your attention. Action, reaction. Thank you. That's the situation. You're easily triggered because of something that is going on. You are holding a grudge. You are. Cancer, a cross watcher, or there's another cardinal sign that's doing that you're interacting with. Libra, Aries, Capricorn, or another Cancer. Yep, cardinal, Libra. This is definitely romantic relationships. Okay. Things are going to be intense between you and romantic relationships this week. Well, period. It looks like even with kids. Yeah, be careful about what's going on with kids. Might be someone that might be influencing them in a negative way. You are waiting for like a court situation. You're waiting to hear the outcome of something. Maybe that's what's coming to a close. This feels like this is your living situation. Also, is your lease getting ready to be up? Are you having to? It feels like you're having to make a choice about that. Either someone that you live with. Maybe you're deciding whether or not to stay someplace and reside there, renew a lease or whatever, or you're debating whether or not it's time to sell. Yes. You're splitting apart from someone. That might be what the arguments are about. A lot of, are you arguing with someone? Let me look at this again. Because I don't see the arguing. I just feel like maybe you're giving each other the silent treatment this week because you might be coming off of a situation that was intense. And you might be reacting to a lot of things that are in your head this week, Cancers. Let's see what's going on. Let's take a dive into the relationship. Why are you guys splitting apart? Oh, it's because of an addiction. This is a codependent relationship, Cancer, a cross-watcher with whomever this is, a platonic situation or a romantic situation. Somebody is coming off very controlling. And it seems like somebody on the outside of this could be interfering. If this is a love relationship, this would be a third party, or someone else is giving their input about your relationship. If this is you and your kids, somebody else is interjecting and giving, causing more problems, causing more confusion. But it seems like in particular, it might be hurting a child. This is the reason why you're up against challenging things this week. Like I said, there's a lot of negativity because somebody's sending it to you. Your guys are saying, release that. Release it. For some of you, it has something to do with some type of burden that you're carrying connected to a past situation where you feel like you just can't seem to let it go. Maybe it's not that easy. And maybe you're kind of struggling with that this week. Okay, what might be hidden from you in this situation, Cancer, but it's not so hidden because you're very empathic. There is a situation where there is a third party, and you might be taking notice of it. You might actually see it for yourself. You might feel like you have a soul tie with this person, and you feel like maybe you're destined to be with this person, or there's somebody on the outside that might feel like they're destined to take this person from you. They feel like they're destined to be with them. But there's a snake, so be on the lookout. Somebody is they're bringing temptation to the situation. They're saying some things. Your partner could be saying some things to them to like boost their ego and try to tell you that that the side piece is better than you or whatever. Anyway, all of that aside, that's what's possibly being hidden from you, and that might be what's coming to light, and that might be what just kind of like takes you out for a minute, or you're kind of taken aback. Some of you found this out already, and this is why you've put up a barrier, and this is why you're being very sensitive this week. And I think you're sick. I don't think you're feeling well. I think, or somebody around you might not be, especially if this has something to do with children. You might be nursing children to healthier. Somebody's still angry about something that happened. Come on, here's the side piece. She knows about you, by the way, she or he. Somebody has a baby's mom that maybe they're not with, but maybe they kind of have flings with on the side, this sort of thing. Like they've got loose ties with the baby mama. You might have some pain in your body, Cancer. And, or this is emotional. But I don't think you're doing anything about it. And this is the week that I think you might be repairing the damage, especially dental wise. You need to get a tooth pulled. Cancer, you might be having some dental pain. You might be having some chronic health issues, a lot of headaches, a lot of neck tension. You're coming to terms with a situation. Somebody is angry and you feel like, okay, well, you're angry with them because they won't change, or somebody feels like, you know what, you're just constantly holding a grudge. You're never going to let that go. And so they're kind of, I don't know, are they apologizing? It looks like somebody feels like they should, because somebody obviously sees that you're hurt or disappointed by something that they did, something that they said in a very chaotic, angry moment. Well, maybe they were lashing out at you or you were lashing out at them. In particular, like I said, a Libra or somebody with Libra in their chart. Yeah. You might think somebody does not think about you, but they do. Cancer. In fact, I think this week you're on their mind heavily, especially a best friend of yours that maybe you had a fallout with. Mars as Aries, that's Scorpio also. So I don't know, that might have something to do with who, a little bit of a description of this person. Your guides say this week, Cancer, pay attention to the signs. This is also the signs that your body is giving you, especially, like I said, if you're in pain and you're kind of pushing through the pain, you might need to take some rest and focus on your well-being. I think more than anything, it's your emotional well-being. You might kind of, let's see what the advice is about that. You might be kind of falling back. Yeah, this card that says retreat. You might kind of be falling back from people for a minute and kind of like taking some time to feel whatever you need to feel and find a way to come to terms with it. You might not come to terms with everything this week, and there's no rush to do so. You heal at your own pace. Nobody can dictate to you your healing process and how long it should take. The advice, Holy Spirit, for the Cancer Nation. Sensory overload. We talked about that there's a lot of negativity that's being sent to you externally, and maybe some things that's going on within. And your well-being is at stake here. Because you have a lot of things going on, and there could be some unexpected events that might pop up that might trigger your anxiety. Too much is coming at you too fast. Decrease your stimulation level. Take a break from people. Dim the lights and savor quietude. You might need some time to yourself. You might need to turn the lights off. Maybe there's a lot of light around you, a lot of noise around you. It just feels like you might need a moment to kind of shut down and just feel whatever you need to feel, or you're just not feeling well and you just might need to kind of take some time to isolate. Now, if you can get that, or if you can arrange that in any sort of way, it might be beneficial for you to do so. But it feels like there's a deeper situation brewing beneath the surface that maybe you don't even recognize. And it could be a situation that involves what someone says to you this week. Because trust, there's a trigger point. Somebody's going to be saying something to you that's off the wall, and you might have a whole conniption about it, or somebody else does. Take a step back, slow down. To avoid burnout, don't do too much too fast. Going slower helps you appreciate the miracle of the moment and the richness of your life. You're doing too much, or you've been doing too much. You've been pushing through some pain. It could be some emotional pain. I don't know. You might need to, you guys are saying, avoid this burnout. Take care of yourself. Sun, Moon, and Rising, and Venus, 7th house. It may resonate with you if you happen to have those placements, or if you happen to be dealing or interacting with someone that is a Leo. Or you could be observing something happening with the Leo if it's not happening with you directly. Leo, somebody's going to the bar a lot and they're drinking excessively. Somebody could possibly be inviting you out for drinks. Maybe you drink socially, but somebody this week is a heavy drinker. They're hitting that bottle pretty hard. Somebody might be expecting you to pay for the drinks. Leo. Someone is expecting you to foot the drinks for the bill, put the bill for the drinks, or somebody that's out might not, I don't know, somebody might forget their wallet, or you know what I mean, and you might be kind of picking up the bill on something when you're out socializing with people, with friends. What's going on with the Leo? Oh, Leo, don't go crazy with spending. Not a good week to splurge, Leo. Maybe you don't get paid till the end of the week. Looks like you're waiting to get paid. You're coming across very intelligent, Leo. Somebody's looking at you this way, very book smart, or you're looking at someone else this way. You're obviously dealing with a Cancer as well. Careful that an addiction doesn't go haywire and that you keep some type of control or restraint over it. Something is overwhelming, pretty intense. It's an addiction. Because it looks like that's something that you're trying to overcome, or someone around you is. And maybe you might be talking to them about it because you're noticing, you know, some odd things. Or you're noticing that something is getting out of hand, and you might actually communicate that to someone. And they're going to blow you off very likely. They know where you're coming from, and they know that it's true. They're not going to do anything about it. There's a Gemini, and there's a romantic relationship that is being affected. Not just a romantic relationship, but especially a romantic relationship that's being affected deeply by this addiction. And it seems like somebody is just on one when it comes to this drinking. It's because they don't know how to get their emotions in check. And something might be really going on within someone this week that is causing them to just really go overboard with this liquor or this drug problem. Or maybe it's not that intense. Maybe it's not that deep. Maybe it's not like a drug problem or a spending problem. It might be that you're putting something in your body that you know that is absolutely destructive. Yet you keep doing it. Yet it keeps causing more and more health issues. But you're like, you know what? You only live once. That's your prerogative. I'm not here to judge. I'm just reading what I see here. Some of you could possibly be going to school. Maybe maybe you're going slow with that. Maybe people are seeing you this week as very sluggish, that you move kind of slow. You're going to be seeing something. I already mentioned to you that that's something that you're observing. This Queen of Wands keeps coming up in everyone's reading. Maybe this is somebody sticking their nose in your business, possibly, Leo, or that is you. You might feel like someone is doing that with you, just being overly just invasive. Yeah, don't go crazy with the spending this week. It's not the week to do that. Because if you do, you might come up short. Your kids might need something. Your kid, your niece, nephew, a child might need something from you. You got a kid that's acting crazy, saying some things that are kind of, you might view as disrespectful. You might be blocking somebody. Maybe this is the week that you're not wanting to talk to someone. Maybe because of something that you've seen, something that you have come across. If somebody's doing something online, Leo, and they don't want you to do it, they're going to try to keep you from it. They're going to try to keep you from seeing it. Maybe you're drinking a lot of caffeine. Maybe that's the thing that's going on as far as what you're putting in your body. But like I said, something is being done in excess. Anyway, your child's father, for some of you Leos or cross watchers, they have somebody else that maybe they're seeing, somebody else that's in their life. Somebody is like getting in the way of a co-parenting relationship for some of you. That would be the invasive person that's looking at you with a lot of, I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what they're feeling or what they're thinking or the reason behind their expression. I'm going to look at that in a minute. Oh, it has something to do with their own, so this is jealousy. Or they might feel like there's a third person that's creating more frustration in the relationship. Like they're talking too much or giving insight or unsolicited advice nobody asked. It's this sort of thing. Anyway, for some of you, it seems like somebody could be coming back. Leo. Did they leave? It feels like somebody did leave the situation. What's going on with the Leo Nation? Somebody left. They're coming back. Yeah, somebody's coming home. Wow, you're doing a lot of spiritual things. Maybe you have an altar and you might be setting up your altar, adding some things to your altar, especially when it comes to ancestors. Leo. Yeah, there's some type of sudden change in your situation. Okay, something is definitely overwhelming. Either overwhelming somebody, and this is why they're drinking intensely. And this is why their moods are all over the place. Careful how you respond to certain people. Somebody doesn't need a response from you. This isn't me telling you what to do. It's just food for thought. It's just an observation. They don't need a response from you. They're trying to trigger a response from you so they can make you the villain. You don't need to don't be pressed by their energy. Like somebody's coming across as bossy, pushy with their energy, possibly without even saying it. But you'll see it all over their face, or you'll see it in their body language. I don't know. Or this, yeah. Unless this is this person interjecting and causing problems within a connection, then maybe you might say something. I don't know. Like I said, that's just my 2 cents. Just based on what I'm observing in the reading. You might need to take care of a legal situation. You have a ticket. You have something that is outstanding that you haven't paid for. You might need to get that taken care of. And that might have been what took your pockets out. Okay? Your finances. That might be why they're kind of feeling a bit scarce these days. Because you're trying to get something paid. If you need to pay something and this has some type of legal ramification connected to it, please do so. You'll thank yourself for it later. It might hurt at first financially, but in the end, you'll be thankful that you did. You're up against some obstacles this week, Leo, but you'll overcome these. They're temporary. The way that you navigate and handle the situations and respond to certain situations is going to be very important. You might be having a lot going on in the dream world. But yeah, it's a good idea to manage your money well. The best that you possibly can this week. Because some things might come up that are a bit unexpected. And you might come across something and see something for your very eyes that maybe was hidden from you, and you might get very upset about it. You reserve the right to feel however you feel, Leo. And I'm not judging. I just want to make that clear. Any advice, Holy Spirit, for the Leo Nation? Advice for Leos. Look at the stars. You're dealing with an Aquarius, possibly. Look up and remember that you are but a tiny speck in a large, mysterious universe. That the magic of the stars connect you to your own special magic we talked about in Altar. Maybe this is what you're using. You're doing some type of ritual. Because for some of you Leos or cross watchers, you're very witchy. You know how to utilize energy to make it work for you. But for some of you Leos, you also know how to use that same energy to cause problems for other people. And somebody might be doing that in your situation, or you might be the culprit. This is a reading that may resonate with you if you happen to have Virgo in your sun, moon, rising, Venus, 7th house placement, or if you happen to be dealing with a Virgo. This reading may resonate. What's going on this week, Holy Spirit, with the Virgo? There's usually somebody lying in your reading, Virgo. So let's see if they're still doing that. Somebody is very egotistical. They're real in their ego this week, Virgo. Or they feel like maybe you're being arrogant. And maybe you're not, Virgo. Maybe you're just doing your own thing. But somebody could possibly be misreading you, or taking out their own insecurities onto you, imposing those things onto you. You've got a Sagittarius in your situation. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily a Sagittarius. I'm just noticing that there may be a Sag that you could be interacting with. Yeah, your money situation, Virgo. Make sure that this isn't the week to splurge either. You might want to save some money or put it away. Maybe you're scared to spend. Oh, instead you're coming up short, Virgo. You might want to go and see someone. And you might be doing that in spite of the fact. Why? What's going on? Or maybe you're trying to get away from a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Because it feels like maybe you need a break from somebody. Some of you Virgos, you're ending a relationship. Something in your situation is ending. A lease. You're selling a home. Oh, yeah. It's all in the way that you communicate with someone. And somebody this week is on one. Virgo. They're on one with the insults. The controlling energy. And maybe you wish that somebody would soften up and be nicer. And maybe they might be this week. Like this, they might be kind of grouchy one day, and then the next day everything might be better. But yeah, there's going to be somebody or there has been somebody saying some things that are very offensive, and you're like, I can't be around you. This sort of thing. So maybe you might think about going on a getaway, or just getting away from this person and getting away from an environment of somebody that's just really irking you. And maybe you might be deciding to instead get around some people that are very supportive. Maybe you might be getting their advice on something. Some of you could be moving. You might be. I talked about that. You're really looking at your spending this week, Virgo. Or you guys are saying, I don't know, that seems like you're fixated on your finances. This is like a lack mentality, a poverty mentality. Maybe that might be something that you might be, I don't know, considering also. There's someone that's coming in to reconcile with you. You may have ended something with someone, or like I said, maybe you decided to kind of scale back your energy with someone. You're not really interacting with them because they're getting on your nerves. Somebody comes back to try to reconcile with you. For a minute, though, it looks like somebody is just not talking. Somebody's still angry about something that may have happened. And I think somebody is just kind of tired of feeding a relationship and feeling like they're not getting fed in return. Like it's not a 50-50 thing. It's not an equal thing. There's not equal give and take here. So somebody is starting to feel like this is a one-sided friendship, a one-sided interaction, whether or not this is a romantic situation or otherwise. It could even be with work. You might feel like you're just putting your all into something and feeling like you're just coming up empty. And you're like, you know what, for what? It might be that sort of thing. Either way, it feels like there could have been a separation, and it seems like there's a reconciliation. For some of you, you're getting out of something, and be careful that you're not hopping into the next situation too quickly, because it turns out to be a rebound. Okay, relationships with someone this week, they're very possessive. They may trigger you. They may trigger you to in turn act out of character because they're being intense. You might kind of take notice that something's really going on. You might start to suspect them of having an affair on you, and that's because they are. For some of you, not all of you Virgos. Anything else, Holy Spirit? So somebody moved out, or they temporarily left to cool off. The two of you might interact again, but there's someone that's looking at this relationship as though it's very complicated. And you might not be sure if if they're all in or they're not. It just seems like you can't tell this week, or you haven't been able to tell with them lately. Then there could be other people that are also adding fuel to the fire in this situation. For some of you, you're in an abusive relationship, and this is why the Death card is here, to let you know that something may need to end. Something feels like it has the ability to get really out of hand and possibly even violent. So you might strongly be considering separation due to some type of deception that you come across and you get proof of it, or this is some type of an attack. Could be a verbal attack, but I really do feel like it's physical for some of you. Like I said, somebody comes in with an ego trip this week, and somebody's not really concerned about the consequences. Somebody's thinking, you know what, I'm going to live for the moment. and they end up getting caught up with a third-party situation, and that's where you're left with a choice. The advice this week, spirit guides for the Virgo Nation. No super chat button, so headed to PayPal. Okay. Identify your emotional triggers. We absorb the emotions of others. We absorb the emotions of others that remained unhealed in ourselves. Notice your triggers, such as anger and fear, and gently begin to heal them. I said somebody is saying some things to you that's just really digging into you. And you might be tempted to react. Like it could even be that you might be not thinking before you do something. And it could be that you're taking off on someone physically. So be careful of that. Or somebody could possibly be doing this to you. And it turns out in the end to be unnecessary or have some type of repercussions. Or something could end up in court. Or the cops could get called. Something gets out of hand, and looking back, it looks like somebody was living in the moment and just kind of going off of emotions, but it's like, was it really worth it in the end, is what somebody is left feeling. May resonate with you if you have those placements, 7th house placement, or if you happen to be cross-watching for a Libra. Take what resonates and throw out what doesn't. Somebody is coming off controlling, Libra, or they feel like it's you, this being just possessive, controlling. Somebody feels like maybe you've been creeping, doing some things behind their back, Libra, and they're aware of it. And they're like, you know what? I need some time to get away. You can't come with me. You can't come where I'm going. Or this is somebody going out doing their creeping, and maybe you're wanting to go along where they're going, and you have no idea that that's what they're doing. And they're like, no, you can't go where I'm going. That sort of thing. This is Capricorn, a Gemini, and a Virgo, as well as a Scorpio. Yeah, somebody's trying to get clear. You might be studying something. You might be looking into something that you're trying to learn. Maybe you're trying to increase your spiritual awareness when it comes to something. Or you're trying to figure out maybe something that's going on in your neighborhood. It feels like you're very cautious. You're very ambitious this week. It feels like people could be seeing you as materialistic, but for you, you feel like you have you're motivated by something that is like a financial goal for you, a monetary goal. People definitely see you as a go-getter, and somebody's communicating with you. We're going to see who's it's the King of Swords that's communicating with you for some of you. This is a Leo that could be communicating with you, a Capricorn. I mentioned a Gemini. I mentioned Scorpio. You get my drift. For some of you, something is going on. There's a romantic partner that is looking at the other one as absolutely possessive and controlling. And you could be getting into it with someone. You could have an intense argument with someone, Libra, because somebody's giving you pushback. It's like somebody is either giving you pushback or you're doing this to them, because somebody's like, you're not going to push me around like this. This could even be going on spiritually. Somebody could be trying to test your backbone spiritually, trying to push you around, trying to test you to see if you have a backbone spiritually. And no, this isn't me giving any type of suggestion to do some type of defensive magic or not. It will just be entirely up to you about what you decide to do. But I can't help but to notice that in the cards. It looks like, Libra, you're working, but it seems like when you look around, you feel like you have it's like you're judging your situation. Like you feel like you have nothing to show for the hard work that you put into something. Like you feel like it doesn't match up. Feels like you really love someone. Some of you Libras could be falling in love with someone. And maybe you were happy with someone, you've been happy with someone, but it just seems like this week or lately, it's just been very intense. You definitely feel like somebody is up to something, and it feels like that's causing you to dive in to see what's really going on. Because it looks like you're absolutely no fool, Libra, or whoever you're dealing with, they're not fooled. Like I said, they know. They have an awareness, or they will soon become aware of what you're doing, or vice versa. You might be noticing a supernatural presence in your house, Libra, or cross watcher. You're in a relationship with someone, they want freedom. They want freedom to go off the leash. They want you to not control what they have to do, what they're doing. They don't want you to have any input. They want to have freedom to do whatever they want to do. For some of you, this is a kid. They don't want to listen. You might see a kid as rebellious. You're going through the same cycles with someone. What's going on? Let's see. One of you is willing to put in the sacrifice and the work, but the other one is kind of running the other way. You'll see it in their actions. So this is the week that I feel like you make a choice about that. Now, somebody really does care for you. Libra, they really do love you deep down inside, but they're not going to really show you their true feelings. Especially if you're not in communication, you've gone no contact with this person. I think at some point that you might be getting together with someone, and that might be what you're making a choice about. But trust me, somebody is just really looking, kind of stalking, especially at work. There's someone stalking you, especially if you work online. You got Mercury here, which would have something to do with technology. Maybe, like I said, you work online, you work remotely. Somebody's trying to get a hold of your information, trying to read your emails or lurk on your website to see, that kind of clock your sales, that sort of thing. How many sales are you getting? Like you got like a competitor that is just really prowling and doing too much. Okay. For some of you singles, somebody's asking you out. You've caught the eye of someone, especially if you're online dating or you have an online presence. Somebody might be noticing you, they've taken notice of you, and they kind of want to follow up with you. For some of you, this is a professional thing. Like you could be getting more leads, more contacts when it comes to a business, or this is dating wise. Somebody's interested in you. You might be getting a drop-in from a family member. You might have some business to take care of online. Okay. Because it looks like, I don't know, are you not taking care of something? Because that's going to catch up with you this week. If you're not productive, if you're distracted, lollygagging, this sort of thing, your work is going to pile up on you at the end. And it's going to leave you feeling frustrated. So just food for thought. Pace yourself. You have a lot on your plate this week, Libra. I always want to call you Leo. Like I struggle not to say Leo. Some of you must be dealing with a Leo. You did have a Leo in your reading, by the way. Get clear. Somebody's trying to get clear about what you're doing or what's the issue with you. Somebody might feel like somebody is just like a ticking time bomb. Like, what's going on with you? What's the deal with you? Or maybe you're just looking at somebody like, why are you so obsessive? Like it just baffles you. This somebody is just that obsessive. You might be in some emotional, physical. You could be in emotional pain. Yeah. But I definitely feel like you could be in some type of physical pain. Take care of it. Reading may resonate for you if somebody's coming to your door, Libra or cross-watcher or Scorpio. They might be showing up unexpectedly. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This reading may resonate with you if you happen to have Scorpio placements. or if you happen to be cross-watching for someone who has Scorpio placement. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. Scorpio, you need some sleep. Your sleep patterns are all messed up, it seems like. Maybe you're trying to change that. There's something about your situation that you wish would change, and it looks like you're working on it. Who did I get this for? Was that Cancer? Who is this? This is Scorpio. The Devil. Okay. Oh, we got both of these, release and negativity. Well, again, that's some type of ritualistic thing. Somebody's doing something on you. Somebody's hexing you. Scorpio. I wanted to say Libra. I promise you I wanted to say Libra. Maybe you're Libra, Scorpio. Someone's trying to slow you down. Slow down your progress in some sort of way. Scorpio. Let's see what's going on with whoever this is that's in your energy this week. Somebody might not have the best of intentions this week, Scorpio. Okay. It's obvious that somebody's sending negativity to you. Maybe you're also entertaining this negativity, feeding into it. It feels like somebody is sending, this is done mentally, like somebody is trying to manipulate your mental space. Like feed thoughts into your head. We're talking about magically. Try to infiltrate your thoughts, manipulate your thoughts. You might be thinking things that you don't normally think on a daily basis. Like negative. We're talking about intense negative thoughts. You might be noticing that something is stifling your creativity as a result of this. And you might be frustrated because of some delays. The delays for some of you are due to the fact that this negative energy is being sent to you from a Scorpio, but to an Aquarius. You got the Star card here. Possibly even 2 children. Don't feed into this, Scorpio. Don't be distracted by it. But it's for you to be informed. Don't pay it too much energy. But you do have gossip going on behind your back. And some of it's behind your back. Some of it you're absolutely aware of. And some of it you're coming across this week. There's somebody that is very stubborn. Like they don't learn from... It's like somebody keeps bumping their head against the wall, basically. And they don't seem to learn from whatever happened. It could be a child. Maybe you're not feeling well this week, Scorpio. You might need some space. You might need some time to yourself. Or somebody around you might. And like I said, don't pay this too much energy. This negativity that's being sent to you, Scorpio, because it ends up dissipating. And things end up working out for you. This is like a temporary little passive energy. It'll pass through and you'll get back to feeling like yourself again. You got a legal situation that you might need to take care of, something that you might need to pay. Maybe you're struggling to pay this. Maybe some of you Scorpios, you're unemployed, or someone around you is or could soon become unemployed. This financial hardship that you're going through, Scorpio, it feels like it's temporary. Like I said, it's due to some type of negative energy that's being sent to you. And it looks like you're falling into it. It could also lead to some sort of self-doubt, maybe about some decisions that you're making. Especially when it comes to a love relationship. Yeah, love is just difficult this week. Something could be possibly triggering your anxiety. You might think that you're stuck or that you don't know how to come up with a solution to a situation, a revolving situation, especially if this is a financial one, Scorpio, but you're not really. It's just the way that you're thinking about something, the perspective that you're coming from something. If you're thinking about something negatively, how do you find a positive solution to something? Feels like that's all you're focused on. You're focused on the negativity. You're offended by something that someone is saying to you. Trust me, there's someone that is really going out of their way to hurt you. But they're saying it out of their own hurt, out of their own insecurity. And it could be imposing a feeling of self-doubt onto you if you allow it to be that. Like I said, be careful about entertaining the negativity too much. You're human. You're going to feel it, but you don't have to wallow in it. You get what I mean? You're going to be able to move forward. Something has you a bit stuck for a minute. It feels like you can't seem to get any type of momentum. And it feels like it's due to somebody else's greed. Somebody feels like they can't get because you're getting, or that you're in the way of what they're trying to do, or you're trying to steal their thunder. Something petty like this. There's a solution that you're going to come up with, especially to some type of financial situation. For others of you, you're giving the silent treatment to somebody that you care about, or that you're in a love relationship with. It's just going to be maybe a bit staticky this week when it comes to communication with someone, especially somebody that you're close to. You might be meeting up with your baby's dad or a family member. And that might be where the struggle is, especially if this is a co-parenting situation and less of a romantic thing. It feels like one parent feels like all of the burden, all of the load is falling on them, and that they're not getting any type of help in return. If it's not a co-parenting situation, it could be somebody in the household. They feel like they're doing all the household responsibilities and somebody else is just kind of coasting along, possibly taking advantage. And it doesn't have to be that it's true. It could just be that that's how somebody's feeling, right? Because somebody might be looking at something from a negative perspective, but not really from a perspective that's genuinely true, but it's real to them. Expect a visit from a Capricorn possibly, or a Capricorn might be on your mind. Your money is definitely on your mind, and singlehood is on your mind, or on the mind of someone else. Somebody might feel like it's just too much this week, and that, they can't endure this. And they might be feeling like they're better off separated. It looks like you'll be able to work this out, though. Like, this feels like this is a temporary little fight that you're having with someone, Scorpio. If you allow it to be that way. You always have free will at the end of the day. The advice, tame your negative thinking. When negative thoughts arise, experience the feelings behind them and then shift to a larger, more compassionate perspective. Confirmation of what we just talked about. You're feeling the negativity, and there's nothing wrong with feeling negative emotions. You're human. Feel what you need to feel, process that, and move forward. Because it feels like you might be holding on to something a bit too long, and it becomes very chaotic within you. And your guys are saying it might be a good idea for you to release or find some type of outlet to this negative thinking. Not every thought that you think is true. Not every thought, not everything that you think about, every fearful thought that you think may actually play out. So you guys are saying be mindful of that. Of those placements, or if you happen to be cross-watching for a Sag. Let's get into it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You might be trying to give some advice to someone this week, Sag. Somebody could be calling on you, looking to you for advice. Somebody has said something to you that has just really gotten under your skin, or they could be saying some very offensive things to you, or they did. And you might feel like you're having a hard time forgiving. You could be considering counseling. You could be considering reaching out to an expert to maybe help you to get through whatever what you've been struggling to kind of process emotionally. Because it looks like you've had some emotions or anger, whatever this is that you've been that's been like kind of marinating within you for a while. Someone's going to be trying to offer you help, advice. You guys are saying, accept that. Take that help if you need it. Somebody around you has been lying. Or someone is accusing you of being dishonest about something. Somebody's looking for you or someone to tell the truth. Someone feels like maybe there's something a little bit off about your story, or you're feeling this about someone. And maybe somebody's afraid to be honest with you about whatever is playing out. Or if this has something to do with an apology, it looks like somebody might be, I don't know, maybe you might view them as a coward. Maybe they're not ready to own up. Oh, no, it's not that. It's just that they don't know what to say. My bad. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to say to make things better. Now, if you are going through it with someone, they don't like you right now. They're not a fan of you. They're trying to avoid you. And they're starting to feel like, you know what, I don't know what to say to fix this relationship. They might be thinking about couples counseling. But somebody is maybe starting to feel like they chose the wrong person. Or maybe this has already ended. Maybe you're taking a breather away from this person. And or maybe this is actively going on and you're watching them. You feel like somebody is up to something. For others of you, you're out of this, they're watching you online, or this is an outsider that's watching you. Sagittarius. Oh, you might be completely aware that an earth sign is watching you, especially, this would be an online thing. That's to believe me, this is online. You might be reading a good book. Sagittarius. Be careful about what you're doing online, okay? Somebody could be coming to you under a fake name, fake profile. Something about something is fake. It's sus. And it might not be a good idea for you to take a second glance at something because something isn't right. For others of you, it feels like you're re-examining a friendship. You're looking at a friend. Maybe for some of you, you're going back to maybe clear something up with a friend. Maybe you've lost contact with a friend or a past coworker, and it looks like maybe you're wanting to go back and fix a situation, make things better. Somebody could be second guessing a decision to, you know what, step away from this. And now somebody is backtracking and now they don't know what to say to make things better. Somebody feels like maybe you don't have all of the story, but maybe you do. You got the Seven of Swords. I think you're aware. I think you're well aware of someone's intentions, what their intentions were or are as they're saying something. And it would be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Sag, some people might feel like it's you that's just going off the deep end and just saying some real off the wall things. 2 in Aquarius. You see the cards. 2 in Aquarius, about in Aquarius, but especially online. Somebody is looking at a situation like they're being childish, or you're looking at them like they're just being childish, immature in some sort of way. Somebody's giving you the evil eye. Okay, that must be an Aries then. Or you have Sag and Aries in your chart. Sagittarius, all you do is win. You're winning something this week. Maybe you're winning, I don't know, I'm not encouraging you to gamble. I'm not saying to gamble or not to gamble. But I'm saying that if you do, just an observation, it looks like you could possibly be winning something. Somebody might feel like they're winning an argument. Somebody could possibly be feeling like they're winning a spiritual battle. But it definitely feels like you could also feel like you're winning in some sort of way because you get to see somebody's karma play out. Somebody wants so badly to see somebody's karma play out. Some of you might lose, some of you might not. Some of you might win, some of you may not. This feels like this is a win or lose situation. Somebody wants to feel like they've won, like they have the upper hand, or they're the better person in the situation. Somebody's going to end up having to take the L. Somebody might feel that way. Somebody might take the L and they don't want to. There's a Capricorn, a Leo, and a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. You're there's a come up when it comes to your business or finances. It looks like you're experiencing success in that area. But as you're experiencing this success, it feels like there's still something that's bothering you. And it's the fact that you see someone, yet you're not talking to them. You're kind of borderline stalking this person, yet it just seems like that's bothering you, that they don't talk or they don't respond. This is weird. Okay, so what's going on? Okay, it looks like somebody's just going to continue not to speak. There's no communication. Though somebody is watching you, they're watching you but not saying anything. But all the while giving you this goofy look and sending you a lot of negativity. You might want to clear your energy because, like I said, somebody's giving you the evil eye. Sagittarius, I'm struggling not to say Aries. You might be noticing a lot of bugs around you this week, Sagittarius. You might want to put some TLC into your car, to your vehicle. So it looks like you might be going somewhere, or your kids or a younger family member might be asking you to take them somewhere. Maybe the beach. I don't know. It's kind of cold. Maybe you might be going to a beach city or whatever, or a coastal state. You might be doing some traveling, in other words. Look at this. You absolutely love or admire someone. But it's just, I don't know. I don't get this. I don't even know if I can break it down and explain it. Maybe you understand it. Okay. Detachment. Somebody sees you as detached. Come on now. You might have said something that triggered somebody's inner child and they're really hurt. And they're really wallowing in this. Invite help, inner child. That's what I mean. I talked to you about getting an expert's help, looking into some counseling. There might be some deep-seated hurt, abandonment, etc. issues that you're dealing with, and you don't know how to clear this. And it seems like it's kind of taking over your life. It's causing you to be antisocial and push people away when you really do want the interaction, or you really do want companionship. If it's not you, then it's somebody else. And that's who's taking the L. Because of that inner trauma, they're not experiencing the type of interactions or, like I said, companionship that they want. Or this is you so hurt and jaded because of past situations that, I don't know, you might feel like it's better off that you kind of spend some time alone, not really getting into relationships and really focusing on what might be the root of the issue. But Sag, it looks like somebody's coming back. Somebody that has hurt you, disappointed a child, said some things. They want to clear things up with you. They're not sure how to approach you with this. The advice, Holy Spirit, for the I promise you, I want to say Aries. I know I'm ready for Sag, but I want to say Aries so bad. Focus on gratitude. Don't wait for a crisis to happen to be grateful for your life. Today, focus on what you have and be what you have to be thankful for. You have this card that says loss. Maybe you feel like there's some losses. Maybe there's some people that have passed, or some people that maybe you did make genuine connections with, and now you kind of regret the fact that maybe you didn't keep certain people around. You feel like you lost something in some sort of way. Whatever the case is, your cards just say be grateful for what you have. It may be beneficial for you to kind of shift your focus from what you feel that you lack and look at what you really do have. If it's your health, it's your family, whatever that happens to be. This reading may resonate with you if you happen to have Capricorn in your sun, moon, rising, Venus dominant in your natal chart, or if you happen to be cross-watching for a Capricorn. Let's get into it. See what's going on for the Capricorn nation. All right, Capricorn. Let's see. Okay. Capricorn, you've got an observer. This is not like a typical observer, Capricorn. This is somebody that is just obsessive. Something might be going on with your throat. Maybe you got a raspy voice, Capricorn. Maybe you have a sore throat. You could possibly be a singer. Or something's on your mind and it might not be a bad idea to say something about it. But remember, as you're saying what you need to say, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. Somebody might feel like you're coming across a bit brash. Maybe you're not. They might view it as an attack, but you're really not trying to attack them. You could be triggering somebody's inner child. Something that you might be saying, and you might be doing this without, you're not saying this without knowledge of that being the case. Like you didn't expect someone to react a certain way, but they do. Education might be very important to you. It could be the education of your children or your own. You could possibly be considering extending your education in some sort of way. If you have some type of legally binding contract, read it over. Look at the details. It feels like there's something you're reading or you're going over. You might be going over something intense. Maybe, like I said, if you're studying, educating yourself on something feels like it's deep. And you might want to spend some time just kind of like figuring it out. There might be some things, I don't know, I know this sounds very specific, but you could be coming across some information. Some of it you might believe, and you might be kind of like breaking it down to figure out what you do believe and what you don't. You do have a choice coming up. And it feels like it has something to do with a living situation or whether or not to go someplace, whether or not to travel someplace, Capricorn. Because it does look like you could have a long distance trip that could be coming up, or there could be someone planning this trip with you in mind. But really, I think this is you. I think you're making a choice about it, about whether or not to take a trip. Your perception about something in particular could be a little bit off, Capricorn, or this is someone looking at you this way. You got some physical issues. You're for the longest time you've had some discomfort in your body. It looks like maybe you have like chronic pain or some type of chronic health situation. But it seems like this week it feels like it's just really debilitating you. Something that was said seems like somebody's having a hard time forgiving that. Like somebody is still walking around offended because of what was said. And this thing could have been taken out of context. For some of you, it was, but for some of you, no. Someone deliberately said something knowing that it was going to dig at you. Capricorn, you might be noticing a particular presence in your home. You might be getting a visit from the spirit world. Ooh, are you doing something to... I almost want to say conjure. I don't know what that is about. Somebody could be conjuring spirits. These don't have to be negative spirits. You can conjure angels too. You know what I mean? There's a contract here. You could possibly be renegotiating a contract. Now I want to say Cancer. Some of you are dealing with a Cancer. Or this contract involves a Cancerian. Yeah. What is going on? You have a court situation. Some of you have an upcoming court date. Maybe you don't even know about this court date yet, but make it to court. Some of you have a warrant, you have a ticket that you haven't paid, and you want to take care of that. Some of you, it feels like you're waiting for the outcome to a legal situation, and it seems like it's just really causing you to be filled with a lot of anxiety. If this is not you, please go to the doctor, Capricorn. You're in a lot of pain. You might be having a lot of back pain, or you're just not sleeping well, having a lot of headaches. I said, take care of that. If this is going to be important, your health is everything. You're going to be coming into some money. It doesn't surprise me, Capricorn. You're an earth sign. It seems like that might be just a thing that you're concerned about, is your financial stability and being able to maintain everything that you have going on. And it looks like you'll be able to. Even if at the beginning of the week it feels like it's not going to happen, it feels like it will happen for you. There's a lot going on with you on a subconscious level. But there's also someone sending you a lot of subconscious subliminal messages, if you get what I mean. There's a Gemini, and somebody could be moving out. That could be the choice that you're making, like I said, to extend a living contract, a living situation sort of thing. You could be signing on the dotted line. For some of you, you could be, somebody could be saying, welcome aboard. You could possibly be getting a new job, this sort of thing. You could be closing on a deal. But if you're signing a contract, wow, why do I feel like somebody is signing a contract with an entity? I don't know. This goes deep. I don't know whose reading this is. Capricorn, let's look into this because I'm just curious. What's going on here? There's a Scorpio. You are having nightmares. Okay, I told you I heard the word conjure. And I was telling you that there is a spirit, a presence that you feel. This is being sent to you, or it's as a result of something that you protect. This is what I feel has something to do with a court situation. It may have something to do with children. Somebody could possibly be getting an order of protection. This may have something to do with family court. It could have something to do with custody. Something's being finalized as far as paperwork for the legal situation. You might need to get some rest. Capricorn, you've been doing too much. You might need to kind of give your mind a break. Yes. Somebody's energy is very heavy, like I've been saying throughout the reading. So be careful about somebody that is in your energy or who is around your family. Somebody could be very naive, even if it's not a child. And you might feel the need to kind of step in and protect against something that comes across as a bit predatorial. Or what are we talking about, spirit guides? Well, once again, yes, it's court. Maybe there's somebody that you're going to court with and they're ruthless with how they're going about something, Capricorn. And it seems like this is just really, that's where the anxiety is coming from for some of you, is this whole court situation, or the idea that maybe somebody could possibly be taking you to court. This could be a threat. This could be a bluff. But it looks like somebody's just really trying to push you down, make things absolutely difficult for you. And then on top of that, you have other obsessive people that are trying to see the tea on you, like this is entertainment. You might be shocked to hear from a friend, Capricorn. A friend could be reaching out to you. And if this is not your story, it could be theirs. And they could be kind of dishing on you what they're going through, and you might be catching up with them about that. But who might be watching you with this obsessive energy is a neighbor, and you might be looking at a neighbor sideways. You might feel like there's a neighbor or someone in your neighborhood that just does not have the right intentions. Maybe that's who you're protecting your family from. Maybe you don't feel safe, or you might feel like someone is too naive, too trusting, this sort of thing. So just be careful of weird energy. If you feel that something about a situation is off, then it might not be, it's not a bad idea to kind of back up and observe. Capricorn, if you are dating someone, somebody is just coming to eat up your time. You got a time waster in your midst. You're looking for love. You're looking for the real deal. And for some of you Capricorns, the person that you're dealing with is not that. This ain't that. It's not that type of situation that you're hoping that this would turn out to be. You might be buying into it. Somebody might be playing this game really well. And you might kind of be believing it and buying into it, but this is not real. This is not what you think it is. So use discretion and discernment, especially if you're bringing someone around children or your family. You might want to hold off on this, because eventually, pretty soon, you might see the truth about someone's character or someone's true intentions. Then, meanwhile, you have this on again, off again relationship. It's the same cycle with someone, and they may end up coming back, and you could possibly be deciding whether or not you want to repeat that cycle with this individual. That could be who you're going on a trip to see, Capricorn, or that could be a Capricorn coming to you. You might feel like this is meant to be, but you might feel like there's opposition and some type of external force that's trying to keep this from coming together. Some of you might be connecting with someone that you work with. Somebody that you work with might find you attractive, and they might say so. Say somebody's conjuring spirits. Okay, I mentioned to you a deal being made. Yeah. But make sure that you're not making a deal. I promise you I don't get a good vibe about this. But make sure that, yeah, look something up. Or look something through. Look at the details of a contract, Capricorn, before you sign it. But this feels like there's something else going on in the background spiritually. Okay. Somebody might be shocked to find out something about you, Capricorn, or you might be shocked, whatever this information that somebody comes across, and you might feel a bit embarrassed. That's what I mean. Somebody might be trying to find out some information about you without your knowledge. Or they're saying stuff about you, doing stuff that they know is wrong behind your back, but they would never say it to your face. But I think you'll come across this information. You might be offended, for some of you, to kind of see the two-facedness of somebody that's around you, Capricorn Nation or cross-watcher. That's not for every Capricorn, okay? This reading may resonate with you if you have Aquarius in your sun, moon, rising, Venus, 7th house placement, or if you happen to be cross-watching for an Aqua. So tempted to say Capricorn. Aquarius, you might have Capricorn placements, or you might be interacting with a Capricorn coming up. Aquarius, whoa. Are you going through it, Aquarius? Okay, let me explain this. I was going to say you might be going through something, maybe going through a depression, and you might be thinking some negative thoughts. But these negative thoughts do not feel like they are your thoughts. And for some of you, they're not. Somebody is doing energy work on you. So be careful about what thoughts you buy into. It might be a good idea to lift this energy. Aquarius, it feels like you're really standing in your purpose this week. You might have some self-doubts when it comes to this. You might have some people around you, maybe children, that might be throwing tantrums. There might be some behavior issues with a child. This doesn't even have to be a child, though. This could be a full-fledged grown adult that could be throwing a full-fledged tantrum. This could even be you, Aquarius. Let's see what might be going on for the Aquarius Nation. It looks like you've come up against some type of dilemma. You're coming up on a choice, Aquarius. You're having to make a decision about something. This feels like this is a quick decision. You're going to have to think on your feet to make this choice. And it seems like you're not sure what to do or where to turn to or how to make this decision. Something in your life seems a bit puzzling. And your spirit guides are like trying to spell it out for you. They're saying, no, we're sending you a lot of signs, a lot of clues to you about how to go about this or how to solve this puzzle in your life. Thank you, Spirit guides. They're saying they're giving you this insight. You're looking outside of yourself for this insight. And it seems like the way that you're approaching a problem is not where you're you're not coming from it from a very grounded place. You're overthinking a solution to a very simple situation. And by the end of the week, it feels like you're able to see the solution, or you're able to see something about someone that is around you. You're already aware that somebody is watching you. To the point that it's almost comical. Aquarius, it's like, now you're giving it the eye roll. You're like, I know. And that person is probably even watching this live right now. Not probably, they are. Aquarius knows. They know. They see. Or they've gotten the insight and the awareness from their guides to be able to see, okay, for some of you, like I said, it is an enemy that is watching you. But they're going to act like they don't. They may even play innocent, especially possibly somebody with Sag in their chart. You got Sagittarius. Who's coming out? Wheel of Fortune. Judgment is in reverse. You got a Cancerian here. And you have a lot of children in your reading. So it feels like either you work with children, Aquarius Nation, or Crosswatcher, or you might be surrounded by younger family members. Maybe these are siblings, whatever the case. A child in particular. Are you sending your kids to a babysitter? Let's see what that is about, okay? Because you do have some situations. Oh, yeah. Whatever situation you find yourself in, this too shall pass. Aquarius. You got a King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. You'll be able to, it seems like you're able to maintain whatever you need to maintain. You got a lot on your plate, and it seems like if you're able to ground yourself and be level-headed about it, you'll get through this week. Like I said, there's a little bit of a stutter step at the beginning of the week, or whatever. At the beginning of the 7 days. As again, get grounded, because you're not. You're overthinking. Or you're letting too much bother you. Yeah, see, by the end of the week, by the end of these 7, probably not even by the end. Okay, because you got the Death card. It's in reverse. I don't think you're going to get to the end of the week before something changes or switches around. Victory over those who would attack you. Okay. Confirmation of everything that I talked about. You could be overthinking something, reacting to something. Whoa, okay. We talked about that. Who's watching? Somebody could be watching you from a distance. It's like, I'm not trying to, I want to be careful about how I say this. Because I don't want you to be paranoid, but I want you to be informed at the same time. Somebody could be watching you like around your neighborhood sort of thing. But I mean, you might notice somebody that seems out of place. Oh, it's your neighbors. And so you might see somebody that's out of place, or they come across, they have weird energy. But yeah, your neighbors. You might be well aware that they're watching you. I would look to find out why. I don't think it matters, because I think that that's the point that your guys are saying. Don't overthink stuff. Some of these things don't need your attention. They don't need you to look into them further. Or they might feel like you're up to something. They might feel like you're suspicious or that you're doing something. There's some type of accusation here. An accusation It could have something to do with a legal situation. It may have something to do with children. Maybe you have kids, maybe you have twins, maybe you're dealing with a Gemini. Maybe that is the court situation. That could be the legal situation. It seems like you come out victorious when it comes to something, but somebody is running their mouth about you. Or they're just really, okay, this might be a neighbor that just might be really annoying. Doing annoying stuff. Or like I said, you're observing this happening to someone. Somebody comes across as an enemy this week. But like I said, it looks like you already know who this would be, or you figure it out pretty quickly during the beginning of the week, Aquarius, or you, like I said, you already know about this. You've already gotten some sort of insight about what someone's intentions are. There's an Aries that shows up in your reading. You got the Fool card with the King of Wands. This would be an Aries individual. You know, the Seven of Swords twice with the Tower in reverse. Now, somebody is coming to talk to you, Aquarius. Maybe after someone has kind of backed off, like they haven't maybe interacted with you for the longest. Maybe you've gone no contact with possibly an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And I talked about that at the top of the reading. There might be an earth sign that might feel like you're pissed with them, you're angry with them. And that could be also who's watching you online. That could be a person amongst the eyeballs. This for some of you could be an ex. Yeah, you got some hidden things from you. But I also feel like you have some type of hidden knowledge, such as you do some sort of divination that would give you some sort of insight, or you could be getting some insight from someone else that could be bringing this information to you. Either way, you got that situation going on. Let's see what someone is coming to talk to you about. Someone has the intention of coming to you. I don't know that they will. Yeah, it's a situation like an Aries. Somebody may not know what to say, so they watch. Aquarius, you could possibly be meeting someone new. Those of you who are single, someone new could be coming into your life. But you might really want to screen this person before you get too involved. You might really want to do that. You don't want to get into a situation where you see something in the end when your intuition told you something in the beginning. Your gut feeling told you something in the beginning. And if that is the case, if you do find yourself in that situation, it's not a loss. It's still, there's a learning lesson behind this. Make sure that you heal, and that you take some time to heal from a toxic relationship before getting into the next situation. Otherwise, it feels like it just leads you in circles. You have like an on again, off again relationship with someone. Like I said, they're coming in to talk to you about something. You feel stabbed in the back by someone. Are you on recording? Maybe you're on camera. Maybe you do. Maybe you do something online. Like I said, there might be people that are watching you, entertained by maybe something that you do or say, whatever, especially, like I said, if you do something online. Otherwise, this feels like somebody is doing something undercover. It kind of gives me like detective, or if it's not a real detective, then this feels like this is like a fake detective. Somebody's trying to get, like gather information on you. I said I could spend time on the why, but I'm trying to make these kind of short. Okay. Somebody's reaching out and giving you some sort of help, or maybe you feel stuck, or you could possibly be doing that. Like I said, in the form of insight. You could be possibly going to a reader. You might be very into tarot, trying to figure out your situation, or this is somebody else trying to figure out your situation through tarot. I said somebody is invasive, going about getting information about you the wrong way. Oh, advice, Holy Spirit, for the Aquarius. Or is there anything else very quick for the Aquarius? Okay. Yeah. Peace of mind. I think that's what you want. Peace of mind. I said you might be feeding into this a little bit more, a bit too much, but you're aware. See it, but don't see it. Give yourself peace of mind. And as soon as I say that, Seven of Swords. Okay, this is your spirit guides trying to give you peace of mind about something. Something might trigger your inner child this week. Or this is you maybe digging into what might be going on with your child, because maybe there's a child that's not really saying to you. Maybe they don't know how to convey to you what might be going on within them. Moving forward fearlessly. Like I said, forward march. Something has been kind of keeping you still, and it looks like you're able to move forward. You're moving forward into a positive direction. If you didn't see something at the beginning of the week, how to come up with a solution or resolve a dilemma, you see it sometime within the next 7 days, or someone else comes in to give you that insight and point it out, where you're able to move forward with a plan of action. Or where you're able to do your recon on a certain situation and you're able to figure out what you need to see or know. But it feels like you might be chasing your schedule, Aquarius. Seems like you might feel like you don't have enough time in the day to complete the things that you have to complete. Oh, we were talking about advice, right? Advice for the Aquarius nation. For the next 7 days, spirit guides. Breathe. The breath. The breath is the vital bridge between your body and soul. It is the connection between the inside and the outside, connecting you to the universe, spirit, and the divine source. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is the same life-giving source that nourishes everything in the universe. You guys are saying, Aquarius, breathe. It said you might be overreacting, overthinking a situation. Take a moment to breathe. The answer is within. It's not outside of you. You already know. Look within and relax. Calm down. Or you might be maybe talking somebody down, right? They might be in a state of anxiety about something. You might give them some sort of insight that causes someone to be able to now breathe and relax and approach a situation from a now relaxed perspective. Last but never least, the Pisces nation. Happy birthday, Pisces. Hope you're doing something wonderful for yourself, or that you did do something wonderful for yourself. And oh, happy belated birthday, Aquarius. I know I'm really late. I was saying happy birthday to the Aqua Nation, but I didn't get a chance to. Come on during your birthday season. What are we talking about? The Pisceans. Pisceans, you're connecting with a Gemini, possibly. You have an eye on a Gemini and Gemini has an eye on you. This could be in a love relationship. For some of you, this could be professionally. Pisces, you might be doing some type of, maybe you're very witchy too. Maybe you do some sort of magic. Especially when it comes to work and productivity and being motivated. Something has you a bit thrown off, Pisces. If it's not you, then it's somebody around you, okay? What's going on, Holy Spirit, with the Pisces nation? You got lingering energy from Aquarius. So some of you might be on the Pisces, Aquarius cusp. Or you have Pisces placements. I'm so sorry. I saw something when I shuffled, and I want to make sure that it doesn't slip my mind. I mentioned someone's doing magic. You do, or someone is doing this to you. Not all Pisceans, but for a particular Pisces, this is your confirmation. Someone's trying to do freezer spells on you. Freezer spells on your money. Especially, it feels like that's what someone is trying to target. Pisces. Something's going on with your living situation. Your home situation feels like it's a bit, I almost want to say chaotic, maybe. Maybe it's time to look for a new place to live. Pisces. It looks like money and what's going on with your expenses is going to be important to you. Maybe it's a good idea for you to save up. Something unexpected could be playing out over the next 7 days, or this could be maybe in the distant future. And being prepared is going to definitely help you out. You might be cleaning. Maybe you're doing some spring cleaning. Maybe as spring approaches, but it does feel like you're kind of stuck. You feel stuck in some sort of way, or there's someone around you that does. Stuck in a rut, stuck in a particular situation. Let's look into what that might be. Pisces. Oh. Somebody might feel stuck about how to approach a situation and make things less awkward between the two of you. Somebody said some things, Pisces, they put their foot in their mouth. They said some things that they really didn't mean. And now it feels like somebody is now having to backtrack to apologize. The only thing is this isn't the apologizing type. Like this isn't the type of person that wants to maybe come out and say that they're sorry or admit that they're wrong. Pisces or cross-watcher. Somebody may have said some things that you were really offended by. And you might view someone as toxic, and maybe you're kind of taking a break from this person, kind of scaling back your energy. Somebody that you might feel has some type of addiction, drug addiction, drinking addiction, and they're coming across to you this week as a bit annoying and kind of playing games with you. On the flip side of things, it looks like maybe you do have children. Or you could possibly be having younger family members over. These children are very playful. But these are your kids maybe asking you to take them to the park. Interact with them in this sort of way. Maybe some kids that are just, like I said, very playful. Might be horse playing. You got to take care of your physical health. Pisces, it seems like you're very concerned about your possessions when it comes to a living situation. Maybe you're concerned about what's going to happen with your possessions, or maybe you're trying to do some home decorating. Your emotions are all over the place this week. Pisces, it feels like it's going to be a challenge for you to kind of temper those emotions and balance them out. Things have been up in the air for you. Like I said, as far as a living situation is concerned, it seems like stability is coming in, or you'll soon get to a place in your life where you feel like you can have that stability. Somebody cannot speak. Somebody either has like a speech impediment, or they're not good with words. You also have someone who has been dishonest in some sort of way. Let's look into that. It could possibly have something to do with a child. Maybe a child is not being honest with you about maybe something that they're experiencing or feeling or going through. Okay. You're definitely, somebody's noticing more and more that you've got more of a wall up. You're putting up more of a boundary. Wow, Two of Cups. This may have something to do with a love relationship or some sort of interaction that you're having with someone this week. I noticed that maybe there's some things that have changed, especially at work. Pisces, you might be handling something. The way that you interact with someone at work might be a little bit hesitant. Even if you don't work around people, you work autonomously, but you still interact with people to do your work. Even if that's the circumstance, somebody sees something different about you. Make sure that you trust your intuition. Okay, make sure that you trust your intuition, having to do with something that's going on around you. This is external from you. Somebody is just giving off a weird vibe. Like I said, somebody might be coming across a bit weird. Trust your intuition about something that's going on around you. You've got an air sign. I mentioned to you earlier, a Gemini. Can you close the door? Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This might be someone that you're interacting with. You could be interacting with your father. You could be interacting with your baby's father. Whatever this interaction is, it feels like it's coming off of some anger. This person looks at you as though you're upset with them and they don't know how to exactly fix the situation. And it could be because this might have something to do with finances, a financial situation, a financial matter that you might be discussing with this King of Cups. You might be frustrated over your money situation, your finances, or you might also be frustrated over the way that somebody is talking to you or coming across in some sort of way. You might feel like somebody is disrespectful. Pisces, death card is how we end the week. So maybe you might be putting a stop to something. You might need to drink some more water. You might need to hydrate yourself. Pisces. Drink some water, please. Because it seems like you might be feeling it. Yeah, you're definitely putting up barriers, boundaries with someone, especially a Scorpio. And you might be seeking out sincere relationships to have certain discussions. But some of you, it could be Pisces that you could be thinking about leaving a job. Due to some sort of harassment that maybe you're just getting tired of. Yeah, please talk to your kid about something. Kid, children, your child, your younger sibling. They may need to have a valuable conversation with you. If there's a trip that maybe you've been making or that you've been planning and you haven't been able to take that trip, you might be doing so this week. Not overspending, not oversplurging, but you know what I mean? Like you might be deciding to clear your head or get away from an environment that you feel is just kind of not the place that you want to be. It's loud, it's chaotic, and it might feel like it's difficult for you to concentrate. And you might be connecting with a Leo as well. Maybe you have a pet that you're tending to. Pisces. Yeah, this King of Wands could definitely be a Leo. You might have a kid that might be talking too much or telling too much information. I don't know. You might be kind of shushing a kid or this sort of thing. Or if it's not a child, it feels like somebody is like talking too much for their own good. Maybe you're not feeling this well. You're not feeling well this week, Pisces. And it just seems like you might be having a lot of cyclical thoughts. The same thoughts over and over and over again. But eventually it feels like you'll come up with a solution to whatever this is that is just bothering you. Now, there is someone that thinks that they're getting away with something. Someone may see you as someone that is not really aware. You might be tempted to give someone the benefit of the doubt. But really, your first thought about this situation is true. Like you're overthinking your intuition, but your intuition was right the first time. You might be noticing a lot of bugs around you, Pisces. And there might be some negative energy that somebody is sending you. I think I said that at the beginning of the reading, and then definitely I see some type of defensive magic being done in return. And again, this isn't me suggesting that you do it or not do it. This is just my observation. Just what I'm observing in the cards. Advice, believe, and then you also have ground yourself. The force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible. The difference between success over failure. And above all, who you are. The power of your belief. What you're giving let's make this clear. What you are giving life to, energy to, what you're believing is going to be important. Trust your intuition about what someone's motive is. your intuition was right about something the first time, but you could possibly be overthinking it. Be careful what it is that you believe or buy into or give your mental energy, what you expend your energy on. Your mental expenditure, your mental energy is very expensive this week. And you know what I mean? You don't want to just give it away to the wrong things or the wrong type of thoughts. And what I mean by this is it's eating up a lot of your time. Whatever you're thinking about, overthinking, over processing in your head is eating up a lot of your time. And that time expenditure is spilling into a whole lot of other things in your life. So it feels like you're constantly chasing your schedule because you're fixated on thought patterns and things that may not be useful. Some of this could be, but a lot of it feels like it's not. And if that's your case, your guides are saying, rethink that. Consider what you're thinking about or what you're feeding yourself on a mental level. Ground yourself. Pisces. Being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, it's just what we talked about, and impatient are all signs that you're ungrounded. What sign did I this for? I got this for Scorpio. I haven't posted Scorpio, but this, you might be dealing with a Scorpio or have Scorpio placements. Being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, and impatient are all signs that you're ungrounded. Now is the time to become centered and allow spirit to help you ground yourself and reconnect with source. You got this card that says negativity. And I think this is you entertaining the negativity. And let me make it clear, there's nothing wrong with having negative thoughts. We're human. We have different emotions. And there's nothing wrong with feeling what you need to feel from time to time. But like I said, be careful about what you're just overthinking and giving too much life to. It says if you're being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, and impatient, it's all signs that you're ungrounded. So whatever this is, like I said, this negativity that maybe you're feeding into, it might be time to really make yourself aware of it and decide to do something about it or not. You have free will at the end of the day. All right, this has been your all signs reading. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Have a blessed, prosperous, and beautiful week. I'll see y'all real soon. Peace out.